Hey guys, welcome back to SahilCarReviews. Today we are going to be comparing the all-new 2019 Mercedes-Benz Brabus AMG G63 against the 2019 Ford Hennessey Velociraptor.
Both cars were created for off-roading. The Hennessey was created for terrain off-roading and the G63 was created mostly for comfort. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. And also follow us on Instagram at instagram.com/SahilCarReviews.
Let's kick off this comparison video by talking about the engine size of the Hennessey. It has a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 diesel engine. Its top speed is 110 miles per hour and weight is 5,697 pounds. It has good comfort. It is very spacious inside, as we will see later on in this video. The Velociraptor is very expensive to run due to fuel, MOT and services. The Hennessey is very practical, especially in this 2019 model, because of its cool features it has, which will be mentioned later on in this video. The car is for farming, family, businesses, and for a builder. Now we will be talking about the looks of this vehicle. As you can see, it has this nice lights, LEDs. It has the Hennessey logo over here. It has nice headlamps. It has these fog lights, big Ford logo, big bumper, or you could get towed by it, big fans, 4-door, a nice step up so you can get into your car. Oh, and it also has these bars.
Moving on to the expensive looking interior. It is very comfy because of the comfy leather sport seats, the sport steering wheel, and the comfy soft armrests.
This car also has this nice red stripe on the top here. It's automatic, nice Raptor logo here, and epic blue stitchings all around the car. Would you like to buy this car?
Moving on to the Brabus. It has a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 petrol engine and its top speed is 110 miles per hour like the Velociraptor. It is a few tons heavier than the Hennessey Velociraptor and the comfort level is higher than the Hennessey because Mercedes make their cars very comfy. The car is also expensive to run because it has a bigger fuel tank, and clean the car is quite a pain because of how spacious it is inside. The car is mainly to be used as a luxurious off-road wedding taxi, and it is less practical than the Ford Hennessey Velociraptor. Moving on to the looks of this car.
As you can see, it has a big Mercedes logo in the front. It has these fog lights on top, or I think it's the indicators. Nice circular headlamps. Here are the wipers, they're a bit strange looking. Again, big LED headlights on the top. Again, we also have these bars and the
4 doors.
4 doors, yeah, and we have this big bar running along here, which I personally quite like.
Well, there's something I got to tell you that Mercedes usually do. Usually Mercedes come with silver trim, but black trim actually costs an extra amount of money, which is actually good for those who want to go luxury.
Yeah, and it does look good as well, which is important for most people.
Moving on to the interior, you get a really long screen, you get the infotainment system on one side and the driver's display on one side. You do get here Mercedes voice control, which is actually great, like all Mercedes have in there nowadays. You also get a clock at the bottom. Can I circle it? Yeah, that's the clock. And then you also get one on the infotainment system. You even get a mouse pad, which first came on the Mercedes-Benz V-Class back in 2015. And you also get buttons on the mouse pad and on the stereo. And you do get Bluetooth mobile phone connectivity, you get iPod connectivity, and you do get these fancy automatic silver pedals. You don't get it in manual, unfortunately, which could be bad for some people. And you'd even get railings on the doors and on the dashboard by the front passenger. The driver just uses the steering wheel. Next slide, please.
Moving on to the rear seats of the Hennessey Velociraptor. The first thing I've noticed is that there's no transmission hump here, which means the foot space is flat, which means you can play football. Yay! I also really like this orange padding, or whatever you would call it, or stitching, which is really nice. It's a nice
Orange
feel
seat
to it.
outline.
Yeah, it could carry 3 people in the back easily
Because of the car's wide body.
Yeah,
And the individual chairs.
Yeah.
Well, the middle chair is actually slightly narrower, but it's okay.
It's a little bit narrow, just for the skinny people like me. And these chairs look very comfy as well, and you could see these are very large
Windows, so kids could get a good view out.
Big speakers there.
So like you can like have a party in the car.
And you get this
climate control at the back, like if it's a cold day you can turn up the heater, and if it's a hot day then you can turn up the fan.
It would be very hard for kids to reach because like of the leg room, and like they wouldn't be able to reach because it's
quite far.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Brabuser seats. Whoa, this space is great. It's actually like not easy carrying 3 people uprest because of the middle seat, and when you like fold it up, it's actually like quite narrow, like about this size, or the size of our record slideshow window. And then, but anyway, the 2 outer seats are actually great. You get lots of leg room and lots of headroom. You can use this actually as a wedding taxi, like I mentioned, because it's actually like a Rolls-Royce space. You do get diamond patterned leather on the doors and on the seats, which is real cool.
Moving on to the load bay of the Hennessey Velociraptor. The first thing I've noticed are these. You know what these are, guys? These are steps which you put on the floor so it'll help you climb up. And then once you're in, you will see that this load bay is absolutely ginormous.
Yeah, you can carry so many things, like a whole a big cupboard from IKEA.
Yeah. And I've noticed that that you could see like where the tires are, which most vehicles usually have.
Only the 3rd and 4th tires.
And plus, you could put a roof, like a
canopy.
Yeah, canopy on top, like which would look a bit like this. Oops. Yeah.
Well, usually like on the Ranger Raptor, you do get like a cover, if you want. Well, you need to pay a premium for that. Well, if you get something like this, you can go to your local Ford store and then you can purchase a canopy and put it on.
Or some canopies I have seen look like this. It's like basically it's lining like this. Like basically you could fit it basically looks like this, like the boot, but like you can't see the boot, if that makes sense.
And you can also get you can, like for example, well, you know the ledge, like you usually open that, and then like if you want to sit, if you want to have somewhere to sit down in the summer, like you can open the ledge and you can have a nice sit down on the ledge to have a nice relax.
Plus, you could put your dog in here, and then you could put the canopy on, and then you could go for a nice long journey.
Moving on to the boot of the Brabus G63 AMG 6x6. It's actually like a sofa which you could see. It's actually very comfortable. And it would be quite comfortable if it's like leather, but if it's like cheap plastic, then the seat wouldn't be very comfortable. You need to put a pillow there.
And plus, if these were removed, these cushiony things, the load lift would probably
the load bay.
The load bay, sorry, would probably be as large as the Hennessy's. And as you could see, it's a 6x6 because it says over here.
And it's actually like a wooden you also get the bars on top, and then you also get the ledge, like I mentioned in the last slide. You can have a nice sit.
But on this ledge, it can't fully extend to the bottom. But in the Hennessy's, it could.
Well, it's actually quite flat. Like you could even use this thing as a bed, unless you're safe.
Plus, these weren't on the Hennessy, and they do not look good.
True. Moving on to the off-roading skills of this Brabus. So Richard Hammond has reviewed this in Dubai on Top Gear, and it's actually been very good off-roading in this desert. He even drove it in a pond, to be fair with, and also it's actually been going very well, and it did not drown. He even drove it in a river.
So it has a 1 meter, so it could go 1 meter deep into water, which is very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
And as you could see, it has these. It's going over very uneven terrain, and it is handling it beautifully. And plus, you could see there's a little bit of suspension articulation over here, which looks very good. I do not know what this is over here. It looks very weird though. I will find that out for you later on.
Oh, it's the exhaust.
Yeah, probably. Yes, it is. Well done. Yeah, it is the exhaust. Now we could see the Ford Hennessey Velociraptor.
TDCI.
It looked like it has gone over these ginormous
terrain
rocks, or whatever you would call them. And yeah, and it looks like it handled it beautifully. You could see these tires are muddy or just dusty, which are fine. And you could see the leaf suspension beautifully over here. If this part here was a little bit lifted, like maybe till here maybe, it would be very good, so then it has like, it wouldn't get caught in as much things.
And the fog lights are on, and the top light as well, so that you can focus on how you are going. Let's say that you're operating in the dark and you think you're putting your life at risk and you think you might be very scared. Don't worry, because Ford has installed those lights there to make life much easier.
Yeah, and you could see the Velociraptor logo quite nicely over there. Which one would you choose?
Would you choose the Hennessey Velociraptor or the Brabus G63? Which one would you choose? Type it in the comments below or on our Instagram post, or you can email us at SahilCarReviews@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.